So this is going to be my reflective journal for my final reflective journal for Unit 8. Honestly, after looking back at this project, I really think we did well. Um, we found out the teams. It was a little. I thought I was going to be put up with a couple of people who are not so great, like to troll around, and will not give me that distinction grade, because that's the one thing I really wanted from this. Whereas apart from working with a good team and create a good production, was to get a distinction grade in this, because that's what we wanted. Unfortunately, when I got my group, that being Marwan, Corey, and John Dell, I knew we definitely had a chance in getting this distinction, so long as we didn't, as long as we brought our own, did our own stuff, brought our own merits into it, and honestly, it worked well. Instead of but all the time when we were filming, we didn't actually use any of the college cameras. We actually brought in our own professional cameras. The only thing we needed from the college was to help out with some equipment and location, especially with all the lighting scenes. One thing that I did hate about it was how we dealt with how was the policeman scene. We actually wanted to, Marlon actually wanted to get an actual official policeman from the local police station, and when me and Marlon first went there, they was like, oh yeah, you can do it, please come early so we can get it. And then the next day she was like, there's no officers available, sorry, and then they just give us the number, and that was that. When I found out that I had to become a policeman, I was a little unprepared for it, but knowing the fact that I had to be, intimidating, stand tall above MK, that was a little bit of a good thing, because it did show another bit of my acting skills, and show where I had to improve. Then we did all the lighting scenes. The lighting for us was important for us. We wanted to have all the light. We wanted in the dark scene. We wanted only a small portion of light actually bouncing onto the actors' faces. And after looking at that, we actually did, because it shows more of the darkness, the shadow of him, the fear that he has, that he wants to project onto his victims. And how we did that was amazing, especially with the cliffhanger scene with Corey and MK. Now that was just pure death. That was just pure powerful, because it showed that. Because when we were behind the scenes, Marlon was always directly behind Corey the entire time. And when we actually see his hands, that was the first time that we realized he's not behind the camera. He's actually in front. He's not behind the camera. He's actually behind MK. No, Corey actually. And when the light touched his fingers, showing him he was about to kill Corey's character. Now that showed off how dark that we want this to be. We want this to be a thriller. We want this to be dark. We want this to be intimidating and to grip anyone who would like to view our video. So all in all, this production for me was great. I actually did like it. I actually showed off what I can do, provided if I have the right team members. Someone who's gonna work along form. I'm gonna who's gonna share the load with me. Instead of me having to take time out of my college life, my life at work, and force me to do late evenings, working on a project. It was great. It was a great experience, especially with the fact that Marwan I've actually worked on in a documentary, but with John Dell and Corey, I have not worked with them in any kind of production sort prior to this one, excluding the cliffhanger, the 2-minute exercise scene that we did. But when I did know, when I did saw their work, especially with Corey's YouTube channel, I knew I could work with him so long as I brought my A game as well. And with John Dale the same, because his camera works great, but I also wanted to put my A game, especially with this kind of project, it being the final one. I want to get that distinction. If I want to get that that grade, I want to put all my stuff into it, and then production itself turned out to be worth the wait. So that's going to be it for now. This is going to be my reflector journal. Hopefully I'll see you guys later.